How are you guys all tonight? Thank you for being here. Let me get things pulled up here so I can read the chat. And a weird weather day, a lot of rain in America, like you just cannot believe. I mean, I don't know, probably 80% of America got rain, or seems to have gotten rain. Tim, good to see you. There's our good friend. I am sorry. I need to get my stool. Oh man. Well, tonight is therapy night, but we got some work to do in the kitchen. But let me sit down a second. Say hello. Speaking that German again, my friend. You forget that you're in the land of America. You're in the land of America and the Philippines. Tim, how's your weather? How's your air quality? A lot of rain here today. I don't know. We probably got through, I don't know. They were saying we were in the bracket for about 3 to 4 inches. I don't know if we got that much or not, but we got a lot. So I got a lot we're going to talk about and do. Jim, give me a second and I'll Google it. Let me get my other iPad here. A black snake is a harmless snake, really good for the environment. It likes to eat rodents, if I remember correctly. So, Lorelai's iPad doesn't got very much of a battery, but she never charges it. Then she blames me and says, "Why didn't you charge my iPad?" You know how those wives can be. That's just pretty much what they call them. All right, so let's see. Land of the free, I forgot. That's right, my friend. Land of the free, the brave, the home of whatever. Let's see. Black snake is a common nickname applied to several non-venomous dark-colored snakes native to North America. The term most frequently refers to a black rat snake, a large constrictor, or the black racer, a slender, faster moving snake. This was not that. Both are highly beneficial to gardens and ecosystems. I would never be able to pronounce their scientific names. Maybe Panthromephius alleginensis obliterus. I butchered it. They are methodical, slow-moving, known for being excellent climbers. If threatened, they may freeze or vibrate their tail, pretending to be a rattlesnake. Their diet consists of pest control, feeding primarily on rodents, small mammals, and birds. They're excellent for the environment. That's why I try to encourage people not to kill snakes. They do eat insects, lizards, frogs. Hell, they probably eat anything that moves except for vegetables. They're highly laxative and very fast. They just live their way pretty good. This one was a little slow, but that's what a black snake is. I hope that helps. Hello, everybody. Henry's in the house. Good to see you, Henry. Everybody say hello to Henry. Have I ever visited the pyramids in Giza? Yes, I was there yesterday. They called me old. You probably don't get that joke, my friend, because you're not in America. Geezer is a term. I know it's guys, geezer. Geezer is a term for an old fart, an old person, an old quirky old man. Oh, Henry. So I got to make some potato salad. I got to make some more waffle mix tonight while we do therapy. I think we all need therapy. I know I need therapy. Holy crap and butt farts, all the shit we're doing and getting into. I'm running behind on my YouTube stuff. I'm just telling you, I'm running behind. I got a lot of stuff I got to be doing. Henry says, hello, wussy. We would call that wussy, kind of. Wussy. So, but yeah, thank you all for being here. I'm going to try to make some egg salad. Um, I got to make some pancake mix. I just got the dishes going. Our house is a disaster. The repair people are supposed to be here. I don't know when this week. Today's already Wednesday. So they're supposed to call me and give me a heads up when they're coming. My house is really hot too, so I had to open up some windows. But it's only in the mid 60s here and wet. I know what you meant. I know what you meant. You know, I was just trying to make a funny off of it. Waffles would be great. We have a real maple syrup. Now, I will tell you, the maple syrup we bought, I know this is kind of going off a deep end. Oh, there's my egg salad recipe. I'm going to make my egg salad off of a recipe. So we bought this at Sam's, I'll tell you. Organic maple syrup. Um, I think this is a product of Canada, if I remember right. What we have found is we like the Vermont organic maple syrup better for some reason. I don't know if it's the plastic container or what, but we do. Come on, gotta keep up. Come on, you gotta keep up. There you go. My dog thinks I'm talking to her about keeping up. Let me get caught up here. Well, apparently Jordan has an issue with girlfriend. Maybe Jordan, that's because you got a small penis or something. I don't know. What I need more than anything is a new body. I agree with you there, man. You're Henry falling apart. That's what happens when you hit that 50-year mark. Organic in America? Yes, organic. I think organic is a joke, but yes, organic. It's America that makes it taste better. It could be. You know, I really do. We've tried different maple syrups, to be honest, and we just kind of like the flavor that comes from the East Coast of America better. And I don't know why. I really don't. They're both organic. I don't know. There's no added ingredients. I enjoy the Canadian maple syrup. Y'all don't know what organic means. Well, then tell us what organic means. Tell us what it means. Give us your definition. But I got to make some egg salad. I don't remember the ratio, so I do got to pull it up on the internet here behind me on the refrigerator. So I've got to work on that a little bit. I got to chop up an onion today for a dish tomorrow. We're making that mung bean and pork neck bone soup tomorrow. If somebody wants to put Jordan in timeout, they're more than welcome to do that. I don't know if I can do it from this phone, this tablet. I don't know if Henry or one of you guys want to put Jordan in timeout. Just stick him in timeout, Henry, if you want to. Each area that produces a different taste. It does. It does. It's the environment, the trees, the species, the ground, everything that goes into it. Absolutely. Well, yeah, we have the same definition here too. Organic is a any product living that has no artificials in it. So I don't know why you think we don't know what that is. I think organic is ridiculous in this world because I think everything's been poisoned by pollution world global wise. So nothing is truly organic, I think, in this world, unless you have it grown in multiple life cycles inside of a sterile environment, but then you have problems with pollination. So you have to make sure you do your own pollination. You got to make sure the pollination is organic. I don't believe that there is any true organic products. Um, I am not organic. I am 1000% chemical born and bred, buddy. Let me tell you, I got more chemicals in me than DuPont manufacturers. So I'm telling you, man, I am full of chemicals. Well, here's something interesting. We're collecting our eggshells, if you guys didn't notice. My wife insists that I keep all of the eggshells. But here's a question for you, because I thought about this today before I went live. So these are raw brown eggshells from when I cook her 2 eggs. Lorelai gets, I know my wife, if you guys want to explain to my wife that she is extremely spoiled, that's great. So before she goes to work, she gets a waffle, a fruited waffle that I make, 2 eggs and 4 sausage links. She eats brown organic eggs. I don't really care. An egg is an egg to me. But these are just white organic eggs. So now here's my question. These are raw eggs. These have been cooked in my Chinese egg steamer thing, which is really awesome, that I made a video on. I'm going to keep these shells. But since these eggs have been basically hard boiled or steam boiled, do they have the same nutritional value as these raw eggs? That's my question. Do I have an answer? No. Do I really care about the answer? No, not really. I know that I'm not organic because all the chemicals have been around exposed to throughout the years. Yes. Is your egg stored in a refrigerator when you buy them? Yes, they are. I know America is one of the few places in the world that does that. And I know you can criticize us for it, which is fine. But yes, we refrigerate eggs in the United States. There is a reason for that. I want to say because of how they're clean. Oh, I need to do that. Crap. Hold on. Can I do it on this one? Because of the way they are cleaned in America, the outer layer is stripped away. So therefore, they have to be refrigerated or they rot faster. Chicken or the egg? That's right, Dennis. Dennis says hello, everybody, including Buy's Arm Candy. I didn't criticize, but that's the first reason. So I can say you're not organic. I'm not organic. I never said I was. I don't, like I said, I don't think anything's organic. I really don't. And we did organic projects at the college that I taught at, our science department, our kids, our students. They did organic, experiments and things. So I know a lot about organic and what qualifies and doesn't qualify as being organic. That's why I don't believe anything is organic. Not even, especially the air we breathe in. How many eggs I got? I got 6 eggs. Dennis, good to see ya. Hello, Tim from Dennis. Hey, if you guys didn't know, you probably can't see, but the best way to break an egg is just to do this. Put it on a flat surface and roll it like this, and your shell will come right off. That's your tip for the day. One of many thousands. How's things in Canada, Dennis? All right, Henry. There we go. See, you just pop the shell off like that. Really easy. You don't have to mess with it. Yeah. Flat surface like your brain. Was a commercial, and yeah, I know you probably don't know it, but there's a commercial back in the 80s about drugs. And the commercial was, God, I know some of you older guys have to remember this. They would take, this is your brain, and they would crack it and fry it in a skillet, an egg, and say, and this is your brain on drugs. You guys remember that Ronald Reagan button butt farts commercial when Nancy Reagan was all about, just say no to drugs. That commercial came out about this is what your brain looks like on drugs. Space eggs, peeled boiled eggs. That's right. Roll them, and the peeling will come off pretty easily. I don't boil eggs anymore, to be honest. I bought one of those egg steamers. I did a video on it if you're interested. I'm not selling them, but I did a video. An egg steamer. And I'm telling you, I think it saves energy, water, time, because you can get them going and leave them. I'm a big fan. So here's a bunch of eggshells we're going to use for something in the future. I don't know what, but my wife said I have to keep the eggshells. Needs paper towels. Sounds like brainwashing commercial. That is from Nancy Reagan. That's right, Tim. It was during the Reagan era, right? Maybe that comment. Your brain is flat. Maybe, but that's what it was. It was a cool commercial. I remember it. Let me get something out of the fridge. Uh-oh. I need to let my mayonnaise warm up a little bit so it's easier to work with. We're going to cook mung beans tomorrow. The type of mayonnaise we have that I personally like, and I do think, I will say this, I can't remember what it's called, but for egg salad, the Japanese mayonnaise, I can't remember the word before it, works really, really, really well. But what I have here is Kraft brand mayo with olive oil. I like this one and the one that has avocado oil. That's what I like. Whether you like it or not my problem. What I like. So here's one of the, even though I don't remember the recipe because I got brain damage. I got one of those damn squishy brains. So I don't really remember my recipe, but I got it behind me. One of the secrets, I believe, to making really good egg salad. We in Europe only use Japanese mayo called, okay, only, nice. Make an egg salad. That's what we're doing. Make an egg salad. Yep, that's what it is. We sell it in America, but we have lots of other types of mayo. Mayo is really simple. If you don't know how to make it, all you do is take oil and an egg and you whisk the living crap out of it. And you can add some seasoning to it if you like. Salt, pepper to taste. But here's one of the secrets I believe in making good egg salad. You want to separate the white from the yellow. And we're going to chop them up, dice them up individually. I know it kind of makes things harder. But I want to dice them up differently. Yeah, you know, Tim, I agree with you. I think egg salad is better the second day because it marinates in itself. I agree. So if all possible, I don't think it is just, I mean, I know it's not just an American thing. I wouldn't think it is, to be honest. I don't know for sure, but I would not think egg salad originated in America. I just don't think it did. I think egg salad is old as rice. You know, I really do. We want to be careful. We're going to separate. And we're not making a big batch. Tim said, same as potato salad. Yes, potato salad's much better the day after. So I don't know. Eggs are my favorite, says Space 8. Nice. I'm not a big egg fan, to be honest. I eat them because we buy them, and I don't want them to go bad. Because my wife buys a lot of them. We do usually, now I will tell you one thing we do. Our dog Lily, who actually is getting a very special treat, we can't say that T word, but she's going to be getting a very special gift and a real gift from a corporation. We had a company reach out to us, and I'll share all of that later once it gets here, that saw Lily on the internet, my dog Lily on the internet, and said, we would really like to send your dog a gift. And I'm like, aw. So this corporation is sending my doggy a gift. All right. Tim has an egg every day. Nice. I'm just not a gigantic fan. I like eggs in dishes. I like egg drop soup, and I like egg, here. I don't know. I'm just, our good friend Ozzy's in the house, man. It's warm where you're at, right? Aren't you guys having a heat wave? Is hamburger an American thing? I think if you're talking about a beef patty, no. If you're talking about a hamburger, which is kind of like American twist on a beef patty worldwide, then absolutely. There's no country in the world that makes a hamburger the way Americans do. There may be a lot of variations, but hamburger became famous because of its popularity in the United States. Yes, I get the origins of it and what it really is, which is a beef patty, but without America, all these other worlds, all these other countries wouldn't be selling hamburgers. Let's see what else. American chop suey. It's going to be 100 at 9. Ooh, man. Aussie's having a heat wave. We're having a heat wave, Tim, up north. The northeast coast of America is having a heat wave. Heat wave! Well, we're back down in the 60s here. So, with rain. We're supposed to have rain for the next 4 or 5 days. It's from Germany, and you know this. If you want to explain the origin, you're welcome to do it. This is a class where everybody gets to talk. Everybody gets to share their ideals, beliefs, and philosophies. So you're welcome to share with us all about a hamburger, or a hot dog, or an onion, or an egg. So yes, Hamburg, Germany. But without America, it wouldn't be a hamburger. Kind of like French fries. Without America, French fries wouldn't be French fries, now would they? With America, the rest of the world wouldn't have diabetes from drinking Coca-Cola. So there you go. 1:14 later, damn. Man, that's hot, Tim. Slow and easy. Makes for good a cooking. Mama always said, I don't care where it came from, Belgium, France. The bottom line is, if it wasn't for America, nobody would give a rat's ass about French fries. Just telling. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. I know I need about a half a cup of mayo. I remember that part. I don't remember a lot. I know a lot of it's to taste. So I'm gonna. What is it? My half a cup thing. Hey, if there's any sponsors out there that would like to send me some measuring cups, man, I would love to have measuring cups. Corporations, I will be happy to tout your measuring cups. Love to have more measuring cups. Now, before I get that done, let me go ahead and chop up. Here's my XOXO chopper. That is outstanding. I think this video I did on this XO chopper, this OXO chopper, probably has over 20,000 views. All right. I like it diced up really nice. I really do. I think, small pieces is the way to go in egg salad. Send me the tuna salad. Let me do this while I'm here. I don't know if I want to use this, though. I guess I can. Bottom line, oh my God. Investors came from Europe. You just disguise it for your pronouns. Well, sounds like somebody's jealous. That's what it sounds like. There we go. Now those crumbled really, really nice. I'm really happy with the way those turned out. I know you can't see my egg salad mixing, but there you go. Very happy with the way that turned out. Now Lily. Lily is too. My dog Lily is hanging out below the table, or below my island here, thinking, bring the food on. Please feel free to drop anything you want. All right. I'm gonna dice. Well, maybe I'll do the pickle with this. I'm gonna dice a fresh pickle. Get it, Lily. Go get it. I encourage my dog to have activity by telling her to get it. Oh, you put olives in them. I've heard of that. I've never done that. Sounds like I know my history. Well, I'm very happy for you. At least you know something. You know, as long as you got something to cling to for your claim to fame, you're going to do great in life. That's my big belief. So you're doing good. I'm very proud of you. You keep studying and learning, and someday you'll be a genius. Let's see. Lorelai's iPad's going to die here in a minute, but maybe I can use it for a couple of minutes to refresh my brain. Yes, at least you know something, which is very impressive coming from your part of the world. Very impressive. I've often thought about putting bacon. You know, it's kind of like a deviled egg potato salad. Then, if you put bacon, you know, wouldn't it be? I got to get the mustard out. That's right. Tablespoon, kosher salt. All right, this will work. Let me get over here. Got a tablespoon of this. I'm going to add a smidgen of lemon to mine. All right. Ouch. I almost killed myself. Hopefully. I really do need some better measuring cups. Yes, I always throw paprika in it, you know, at the end. You know, the funny thing is, Lorelai loves paprika on her food. I really don't find paprika that, you know, exciting. No, I'm going to guesstimate. Nah, I won't guesstimate. I guess I'll do it the right way. I guess I guesstimate it. I guesstimated, I guess. So yeah, and I know the paprika thing. I just, you know, I cook with it, but for me personally, it's just kind of like, yeah, you know, got to shake my mustard up. It's been sitting in the fridge. We don't eat a lot of mustard. We don't eat any ketchup at the house at all because of the sugar content. But I like mustard, but I don't eat very much of mustard. When you don't eat your mustard for a while, you got to let it shake up and stir up. So that's it. And I usually do all of this to taste, to be honest, but today I'm trying to be a good cook. I'm going to try to get, you guys all know Desi, who comes to our channel, Cooking with Desi. I want to challenge her to a cooking competition. So one of these nights I'm going to tell her that she's going to pick a dish, she's going to make it and do a video. I'll get serious and I'll do it. I'll make a video of the same dish. I want to challenge somebody to a cooking competition. Corey is back in the house. Hello again. How fat you will get. How fat? You mean fat? F-A-T? More mayonnaise, Coca-Cola will do the job. Yes. Is that what you're trying to say? Are you wanting to know if I'm getting fatter? No, I'm actually pretty stable, but I did decide today when I was booking my excursions for my cruise coming up that I'm going to try to drop a little weight. I'm going to try to get a little weight. Does that mean what is him trying to asking if I'm going to become fat? Nah. You know, shit, that's a lot. Yeah, that's about right. Let me suck some of that up. I could probably have done that more gracefully, but I didn't do a very good job. Now, I don't, people, I'll tell you, it just doesn't bother me. People don't get on my nerves. I don't really care. I don't care enough to let people get on my nerves. All right, so let's get our oops, shit. Lorelai's gonna be mad, man. I spilled pickle juice. I spilled pickle juice on her iPad. Don't tell her. Don't tell Lorelai. Let's see. Salt. We need some salt. Pepper. I love pepper. I like white pepper. Paprika, as we all talked about earlier. Paprika. Cayenne pepper, optional. Don't like that. Eggs, I got that. Uh-oh. Red onion, I got that. Dill pickle, I'm going to do that. Chives and dill. I don't think I have any dill. So I'll have to substitute something else. Yeah, I got some dill weed. All right. Got too many things going on here, boys and girls. Well, Lorelai is going to have a fit when she comes home and smells her iPad. He's saying it's not mean. Germans are just that away, is what he's trying to say. Yeah, a lot of people gain weight on cruises. I do not. Cheap roasting dog, because I love cruises. I eat healthier on a cruise than I do at home. I eat more of a well-balanced diet on a cruise because everything that I like is there. So I have a tendency to eat less, which is kind of funny. Maybe I eat more. I just eat healthier food because, here it's hard to get fresh veggies, right? Here, I'll just do it this one. That thing's not working. Loving the outfit. Thank you for that, Corey. I love broccoli. Broccoli's good. 10 kilos on my last vacation, but I'm not fat. I'm just big. Yeah, that's what all fat people say. It's all right. Nobody's going to criticize you on this channel. We accept everybody for who they are, whether they like it or not. Let's see. Pepper. Okay. Let me chop. What is this? Okay. Chop. All right. I'm waiting to the end to chop up the onion. I do need to chop up the whole onion because I'm making some other dishes coming up. I'm going to use a little bit of the onion in this dish, and then I'm going to save the rest for tomorrow's dish. I like pepper. Let's get some paprika in there. That's enough for now. And then what we're going to do is get all of this messy out of my way. Put that over there. Then I'm just going to stir this up. I don't want to blend it. This is just the egg yolk. So I like to take the egg yolk and mix my ingredients in the egg yolk. We got the mayo, the paprika, the pepper, the salt, all of that good stuff. I put it in this. Pickle juice. Yeah, baby, that's coming together. I do want to put a little drop of lemon juice in it, just for some acidity. I know the recipes don't call for that, but I personally like to do that. And take one pickle. Biscotti with grilled Italian sausage. Yes, I like that. Do you like biscotti con and pepperonci? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Explain the dish to us. Here's what I like. I like the sauce. I'm not a gigantic pasta fan. I'm not a huge fan of noodles at all, to be honest. I don't know why, but I'm just not. But I will eat, I like elbow noodles, I like egg noodles, I do like those oriental noodles, but long biscotti noodles, I don't like. Now, if it's the angel hair pasta, the angel hair pasta that's the whole wheat, I don't mind that. But I'm not a big pasta fan. Just kind of like the same way I'm not a rice fan. You know, I'm just not a big fan of rice. All right, I got everything in here? Yes, I did. Let me get this cleaned up. What is Italian sausage means? What does it mean for Italian sausage? Italian sausage is made with Italian seasoning. That's correct. Versus, and are you going to ask me what all those seasonings are? I don't know. Versus like an American seasoning, more country vibe. So there are a different set of seasonings. Do I know every one of them? No, not at all. Not at all. We buy them pre-ready to go. Country seasoning, you know, Mexican seasoning, that's pretty easy. All right, so we're gonna set this aside and get ready to cut this damn onion. It means roasted black and green peppers. All right, we kind of call that country here. So yeah, I think roasted peppers are good, fire roasted peppers, and then you throw them in. I like it. I'm good with that. I like it on pizza. I like it in biscotti. I like it on sandwiches. So yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. We grill peppers in America quite a bit, along with corn and my gosh, potatoes, and man, we believe in throwing everything over the fire in America. Especially hot dogs. Woo! Yeah, The weird thing is, I hate onions, but I mean, I got this love-hate thing with onions because for me, I don't like slimy. And I think onions are slimy, but I really like the flavor of onion. And I've been debating about taking a nice red onion and pureeing it, right? And then freezing it in small little packs. I saw a hack on YouTube where you take up your stuff, your puree, your seasoning, your minced onion, you put it in a 1 gallon Ziploc bag. You take it like a ruler and you make little 1 inch or 2 inch squares, however much you want, and then you freeze it. And then when you need a little bit of that, you just take a scissors and you cut off a little square and you have it ready to go. So, not had good German potato salad in a while. Yeah, I haven't had good potato salad in a while either, to be honest. I haven't. And I mean, a long while. Well, there's a lot of different variations of potato salad. I think my favorite is probably the worst for you, which is where they use smaller red potatoes and you slice them at an angle, not real thin, but slice them thin. And you have a lot of like cream cheese, not cream cheese, but sour cream and things like that in it. That's probably my favorite, but it's definitely not good for you. Woo-wee. Glad I opened up the windows. There we go. I'm just going to take a very small part of the onion, get rid of this outer part. Because tomorrow I'm going to work on making a Filipino dish. So I need some onion. By the way, if I haven't said so, thank you all for being here. And thumbs up. And this little bit's going to go in my eggs. Let's get that cat. Let me get some of this started. Get my board washed. Dry my hands on my shirt. Figure out what goes back in the refrigerator real quick. Ah, there you go. That sounds like a good variation. Sounds like a good variation. But yes, I think it's most important when you make homemade potato salad is that you do let the potatoes cool down before you do anything with them. Hey, it's AJ in the house. How are you, buddy? Everybody's hello to My Views Your World. He's got a great YouTube channel. Time for the AC to kick on. So AJ, are you back in America or are you still overseas? Like number 10, which is appreciated. AJ, I don't know if anybody's told you, which I'm sure they have. Ken and a few others wanted to do a North American meetup of like-minded people. So we've got one scheduled for October, the first weekend in October, and Branson, Missouri. Everybody's welcome. If you need help with plans for that region, all you gotta do is let me know. Where's my paper towel go? Dang it. My wife's not here to be my personal assistant. I am giving the camera a workout. Hey, AJ, how are you liking your new camera? I've been meaning to talk to you about that because we're going on a cruise in mid-October, and I've been thinking about buying one instead of using my phone all the time. So how are you liking it? Good, bad, worth the money, not worth the money? Yeah. So, but October, I think it's the third Saturday, would be the official meetup in Branson, Missouri, at a place called The Landing at the water feature, where they shoot fire out of the water fountain playing rock and roll. Whew. I think I'm gonna cry. That goes back. All right, let me get these out of my way because here in a second I gotta taste my thing. Now I gotta make waffle mix. Didn't you buy like what is it? The almost three? Almost three? Is that the one that you bought? The recent one that you bought a couple months ago, so that you could do blogging? Oh shit! That's some good egg salad, boys and girls. And you got to see it live right here. Woo! Fire me up! Got me some good egg salad. Like Tim suggests, we're going to put a lid on it. And in the refrigerator it goes. With all this other crap I got in the refrigerator. I don't know where to put every damn thing. All right. So, oh, lost my camera, didn't I? Let me run some water here. My waffle bowl. I'm going to do something. A little different. Let me sit down a second. The Osmos 360. It's good minus overheat. Well, that sucks. That's part of the problem why I don't use my GoPro. I have a GoPro. I hate it. Right? I don't like my GoPro. It will overheat and turn off. Sometimes the battery runs down, and I even bought extra batteries and chargers. We spent a lot of money on the whole kit of the GoPro. Not a good deal. Oh, everybody, thank James Robinson out in California for sending me these. I'm making these into Lorelai's waffles. So I do buy pre-made waffle mix at Sam's Club. It's much easier. It's like 10 pounds for $7. And then I kind of spice it up. I would like the Action 6 that overheats a little. Yeah, mine's the GoPro 8. And I mean it, it just sits in my office. It hasn't been used in quite a while. I think it just sucks. So we don't even use it. But, man, these are really good, by the way. They have a little bit of sweetness to them. I'm going to try to bust these up. I don't want to make them real fine, so I'm not using the chopper. I just want to kind of crush them up. So I've been thinking, because we are going to Miami to hang out, and we're going on the cruise, and I got an iPhone, and it has really great memory and storage and all that, so I'm not worried about that. But, you know, it is kind of big and bulky sometimes in comparison. So sometimes I think, man, I'd really think maybe having something smaller maybe would be cool. I don't know. But I also know they cost a lot of money, and I'm poor. So that's why I was asking. Because we're going to go to the Cayman Islands and Jamaica and hang out in Miami. And I just thought it might be kind of better than using my iPhone. But I will tell you, I think the iPhone is a very impressive camera. I got to get my measuring cup. So, my nose is still running from the stinking onions. So how is everybody doing today? Remember, this is Therapy with PAC. So are there any problems or issues we'd like to solve in the world? If there is, just let me know. I would put coconut cream or milk in waffles, but Lorelai doesn't like coconut. And this little batch will make us enough waffles, because I do eat a little bit of a waffle for probably 4 days. She only gets one waffle. She gets one waffle in the morning. And I do have a bag of frozen fruit in the refrigerator that I usually put in here. But, oh, I should put the almonds in here. What do you guys think? Banana almond waffles? I got a pack of almonds that I need to get used up. Anytime. Enjoy Vietnam, though. I haven't taken a cruise unless you count ferry boats. A 2-hour ride, well, you can consider that a cruise. You know, it's up to you. Yeah, I got some almonds. Let me get some water. I make waffles so much I kind of got my system down. Yeah, enjoy your trip. Sorry you can't meet the hangout, man. I know people were excited to get to see you. But I've set it up to be in an environment that people can bring their families. You know, when I was talking to Mike and Ken and Pat and Jamie and all of them, you know, an adult venue that could be user friendly came up. So oh, by the way, if any companies out there, any cooking gadget companies out there watching this, look, I could really use a very good whisk. And here's what I need improvements for. One, I would like to have this part a little bit longer, not this part. But I want this part to be stronger. I need a heavier gauge wire. I need something that's not going to do this crap. So if there's any kitchen gadget people watching, I need a whisk that has more stability to it, that's stronger. Not these wussy ass things from Walmart. All right? Just thought I'd throw that out there. JJ says, thank you, Tim. If a round trip ticket's worth $600, maybe. I hear you. That's a lot of almonds, but you know what? If Lorelai doesn't like these waffles that I've slaved over a hot stove to cook for her, technically my new waffle thingy, and pooey on her. I understand, Tim. I'm sorry, AJ. I get it. Tim can't make it either. Dennis is going to come down from Canada. So I think Henry's going to try to come up from Mississippi. Let me gently kind of crush these. I don't want to make a gigantic mess. Yeah. They sell the best of everything. Man, Walmart's a scammer. You guys should be lucky you don't have a Walmart where you are, to be honest. They're, you know, they've been, you know, something really is going to have to change. Because I think it's being proven all over the place now that Walmart is literally just ripping the shit out of people, ripping them off. You know, you see, there's just too many videos out there, and Lorelai and I did it too. We didn't make a video, we should have. I grabbed a ham the other day that said it weighed 12 pounds and like 3 ounces or something, you know, 12.3. And I weighed it, and it was like 10 pounds. And I know there's videos out there of people that are doing this, that their fruit bags are off, their potato bags are underweight, the meat is underweight. So your Walmart, somebody, you know, there needs to be a gigantic class action lawsuit and tell Walmart to quit ripping off everybody. Walmart, I know I live in your home office, but listen to me. You shouldn't be ripping people off. It's dishonest. And I know what you're going to say, Walmart. Well, it's not us. It's the vendor that packages the product that comes to our store. Well, that's bullshit. Because you are responsible for dealing with your vendors, your suppliers, and you, Walmart, have enough money, enough people to double check their work. And if you're not, you should be sued and held accountable for it. That's just my views. I go back to Ohio on Saturday, then back to the Philippines June the 3rd. Wow, you're only going to be here a few days. In the land of America, a few days. Nice. My wife goes to Chicago sometime in early June. She's abandoning me. My Filipino wife is abandoning me. Yes, she is. I think she's proud of it. Dang it. I shouldn't have got rid of that. See, that's what I mean. I have a pretty heavy duty thick powder with the nuts and the banana chips, and the whisk won't whisk it. So now I gotta fold it. I need to fold it. So any of you food people out there, if you think you got a whisk that can work under my tutelage, you just let me know. Now I would normally put vanilla extract in this, but since these banana chips have a real sweetness to them, I'm not going to. This will not be enough water. So how's everything going for everybody? What are your stresses in life? We are here to reduce your stress level, or in some cases add to it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot more water. Well, not a lot more, but another quarter cup. Man, it smells good though. I'll show it to you when I get done. Tim doesn't like banana chips? No, I like them. I'm a big banana chip guy, I guess. There's going to be some thick. I'm not going to add any extra fruit. I got fruit like berries, in the freezer, and I'll probably bring them out and we'll put them on the top of those instead of mixing them in. Lorelai likes to mix the fruit into the dough, which I do too, but since these are going to be banana and nut, still a little too thick. Ah, you're eating the Mexican food? Ceviche at a Mexican restaurant only. Ceviche in Mexico, wow. We're working hard not to eat out as much, so we haven't had any really good food in quite a while. There we go. I like it where it drops. See how that is? That's the right consistency. I'm going to put some vanilla in it anyway. Rick Lakes is in the house. Rick, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Everybody say hello to Rick. Rick's a good guy. I even think Rick has a YouTube channel. Right, Rick? Don't you have a YouTube channel, my friend? And how are you doing today? Yes, I do. So you guys go over to Rick and subscribe to his channel. Rick's not blue. To make it easier, Rick, if you're okay with it, let me turn you blue. I can't turn you blue on this one. I'll get you blue. I guess I gotta go over here. There you go. You should become blue anytime now. Remember, if you are blue, you can drop your own link or a video anytime you want. You don't got to ask permission. Glad you're doing good. We're doing pretty good. We're really busy. You know, I mean, one, I'm still waiting for the my vanity to come in to repair my house. We're into 7.5 weeks. I bet you it's going to be 8 weeks going on 8 weeks. We're going on 8 weeks now. So supposedly it's coming sometime this week. And I guess it's probably not surprising if I say I will not be giving that company a good review. So we're doing that. And I don't got room in the refrigerator. I'll show you. These are the sausages that we cook for Lorelei every morning. Or the Johnsonville ones. So she eats 4 of those in the mornings. All right. Let me sit down. Where's my drink? My wife found this on clearance the other day. It's an ice bucket. It was regularly $25, and she got it for $15. What we are going to do with it, but she said it looked pretty. I said, okay, if you say so. I'll get everything cleaned up here in a little bit. What kind of fridge is a Samsung? Samsung, I don't know if you guys can see it up there. I don't remember the model number. Here, so you guys can see it. It's a double French door with 2 drawers on the bottom. My wife wanted it, so that's what we have. So we're watching ourselves on it. If you can see behind me, that's actually our live stream going on behind me. Tim, you may be right. Tim says the ice melted in the bucket. That's why it was on sale. It could be, man. You know, the Filipinas, and I got a video coming out soon about peacocking, and that's part of peacocking. You know, the women folk like to put on their best feathers, right? And having a fancy looking ice bucket to show off, if we have a party, is part of that peacocking. So, you know, I've got that in my peacocking video. which is all right, I guess. It just doesn't make any sense to me because, I've never needed one before, but now I have one. And I'm over 20 years old and I've never needed one before. I got a lot of coolers to throw the beer in. What am I going to do? Put a couple of Guinness in that? I know, before you say anything, you're not supposed to put the alcohol in the bucket. There is an ice bucket, and you're only supposed to put the ice in there, and people can tong it out and put it in their drinks. I understand that. So we will be very, very excited if our bathroom gets finished this week. Our house is such of a messy disarray. Because we haven't been able to use our bathroom. We can't get into the master closet easily because it's blocked. So we got crap everywhere in this house. I'm really looking forward to getting the bedroom back into shape, getting the bathroom back into shape, getting the clothes back into shape, and then maybe you'll feel kind of better after 8 weeks of water damage, have it finally done. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I think we're going to go to Tulsa this weekend. I know it's Memorial Day weekend, or is it Labor Day? Is it Labor Day or Memorial Day? I think it's Memorial Day. So maybe it's Labor Day. It's one of the holidays this weekend. It's supposed to be rainy, rainy, raining here. No sun at all. I'm in the middle of doing my back patio. I got everything off my back patio. I've got it all cleaned and pressure washed. I'm waiting for the weather to dry up so I can go out there and put the stain on it. But we're having so much rain. I got a feeling it may be until next week before it gets warm enough to dry that concrete up. Because I got to have it nice and dry so it will suck that stain up. And then I don't want it to be washed off by the rain. So we're gonna do a little video on I bought Lorelai a new dash cam specially designed for her make and model of her car. So that's going to be coming in soon. I hope I can figure out how to install it. Memorial Day is soon. Labor Day is in September. There you go, Tim. See, there you go. I knew somebody had to know. I never really paid any attention to the days. I just, when I was teaching, they shut the college down. I went home. I didn't care what day of the year it was. But Lorelai's going to be working it, so we may go do something Saturday, but she's going to be working it, so we're not having a cookout or anything. I am interested to see what's going to happen for 4th of July this year. With the 250-year anniversary of this celebration coming up, I'm really interested in seeing how crazy we get. I remember back in 1776, I remember that. I remember that year very well. I wasn't very old, but I remember it very well. Being retired every day is a holiday, yes. The 4th of July parade goes right through your building, right past your building, right through your building, right past your building. Nice. What city is that? What I'm interested in is one, I don't want to go. We have a big fire display here in my part of the country. We've been to it a number of times. I know that they're going to go crazy with it for the 250th anniversary, right? We know that. And you can't imagine how difficult it is to find parking to watch it. So I can't imagine how difficult it's really going to be this year. So I'm looking for an alternative to do that. Brainerd, Minnesota. Woo! Is that Minnesota or Michigan? No, that's Minnesota. MN is Minnesota. Hello, Jamie's in the house. I'm like avocado, Miss Avocado. Security will be probably extremely tight in certain parts of the U.S. I think it'll be extremely tight, but it should be also very entertaining, right? That's kind of my point. And so, what I am going to do, and I haven't done it because I've just been lazy, and I'll probably wait to the last minute, and I won't be able to do it. But instead of going out to our local area and watching that and fighting the traffic and dealing with the bugs, hanging out in the background. Thank you, Jamie. How are the babies, by the way? I hope everybody's getting excited about our Branson thing. But so what I'm thinking about doing, I need to look it up, is seeing if Silver Dollar City is going to have something special. If they're going to go, and I haven't done it, but I need to, because I probably need to buy tickets. And they're expensive tickets. Silver Dollar City is a really cool place, but it's really expensive, I believe. But I need to see if they're going to have a big pro-America 4th of July thing. And if they do, I'm thinking about splurging, buying my wife and I a ticket, driving up to Branson, Missouri area, and spending the day and the evening there and watching what they do, because it's a controlled environment. You can only let so many people into the park. It's only so big. So if you get a ticket, you got a spot. So, both little ones are screaming and yelling, but I'm hanging in there. Well, that's important. I know we were over at our friend's house the other day. Um, we were over at our friend's house the other day that had their baby a little bit before yours, about a month before yours. And visiting the baby and visiting them. And man, I'm telling you, that kid could cry. Woo! Woo! It was leaving out some screaming, you better feed me, craziness. It was a loud little baby. But then again, it's all right. It's what babies do. The good thing was we were able to go home. Bad thing is I'm starting to get, I think, a little bit worse because I forgot when we left. I left a big pot of boiling turkey on. I was low boiling turkey for Lily, our dog. And we were gone for about 3 hours, and it dawned on me, holy crap, I don't think I turned off the burner. Oh, that's where I'm going to put. I got a new security camera. A company sent me a new indoor security camera. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to put it right here and watch the stove because I don't know where to put it. So I think I'm going to stick it right here where I can see the stove if I'm not home. That's brilliant. But I think I'm getting old. I was sitting there and we were bullshitting, having a good time, and I'm like, I think I'm burning the house down. I think my house is on fire. When I got here, the house wasn't on fire, luckily, but the turkey was definitely low on water. But we got it under control. But their little one is definitely a screaming. So, but Jamie, if anybody can do it, you can do it. We have faith and trust in you. We that's why I was jokingly telling Lorelai the other day. I said, number one reason I didn't have kids, they scream. They're always wanting something. They either want to be fed or petted or held or played with. It's kind of like puppies. Babies are like puppies. They're always wanting something, and they're always chewing on something. They're always bugging you. So our poor dog Lily's bad enough. It is. I think it is. Ricky is saying hello to you, Jamie. The cave, there is a gigantic cave, not a gigantic cave, but in Missouri, there is a cave. If you don't, I'll try to send you the link to it because we've been to it a couple of times. You get on a golf cart type tram, like a train, and it takes you all through there, and it's very safe. You don't ever get out. It's very cool. It's very, very, very safe in there. And they talk about the environment, the history, and all of that. It's really cool. It's not super expensive. Geez, I just can't remember what it's called. Mystic Cave in Missouri. It's between Branson and Springfield, Missouri. Easy to get to. And also, Silver Dollar City has a cave. Also, the top of the rock has the one that you drive, and it's really cool. You get in a golf cart. That's what Lorelai and I did for Christmas. We took the golf cart and went through the holiday display. We got a video of that. And, we go through the mountains and the waterfalls and through the little cave on a golf cart. Really cool. Really cool. That was like $50 a person. And it was one of the best Christmas displays I've ever seen in my life. By far, one of the best ever. For 50 bucks a head, it took about an hour. You got to take your time. You got out to stop and look at things if you wanted to. You couldn't touch things. They didn't want you to get out in certain areas because they don't want you to mess with the environment. But there are overlooks you could get out and see things. Awesome. We would do it again, and I may do it again. Hiya, Rick, Tim, and everybody else in the chat. Well, yeah. What is it? Stroller friendly? Well, it's a how to explain? I don't know how to explain it. It's like a open golf cart that's connected to each other. It's like wagons. You know what I mean? It's wagons. So they're like little compartments that hold, I don't know, one, two, three seats, and people get in them, and there's two or three of them, I think. We did a video on it on our channel. There's a video called Cave or something, Mystic Cave, and that takes you through that area. I don't remember exactly because my brain is squishy, but it's kind of like a little tram that you ride. It's open air tram, but it has kind of like just bench seats in it. Spunky meets Disney, ride a train in a cave. Yes, that's pretty much it, right, Jim? So it's pretty cool. I don't know about baby friendly, to be honest. I mean, they're environmentally, it's fine. I didn't see anybody there. I saw a lot of small kids. I really did. I saw a lot of small kids in that one. But I don't know. You have to Google Mystic Cave is what I think it's called. Or no, I don't know. Jamie, I'll find that cave link and send it to you because I don't remember what it's called now. Rick says, hello, my views in your world. Good to see ya. I would think so. I don't remember there being a way to put the car seat in the unit. You know what I mean? I don't think that there's a way there. And then again, they may not allow you to hold the child as one of their rules or policies for safety, I don't know, but we can Google it and figure it out. There's also like a kids aquarium, a Titanic museum, the Upside Down Museum, um, all kinds of other things. Yeah, I would think so. And the one at the top of the rock, you have to use a golf cart on. So you can't walk it, and you wouldn't want to walk it because you go from the top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain and back up. And let me tell you, you would never get back up that mountain. I don't know how they built that in there, but they did it. But it's cool. But there's a lot of other stuff that you guys can do and go to also. So yeah, I think there's a lot there. There's a Build-A-Bear. I know your kids are a little small for Build-A-Bear yet. There are a lot of things in that area. And at one spot, if you're kind of tall, you got to duck your hat. My hat got knocked off because I was kind of doing this, looking at something, and a little, took my hat off. But it's all good. Easy peasy. But there are other caves in the area that I think you can walk in, walk in and stroll through. They're just not that big. There you go. You got to have narrator called Thurl Ravenscough. There you go. What about the other guy from Wild Kingdom? You're also pricing out double strollers because I don't want to do two strollers. I got you. Now, Jamie, one thing I'll tell you about double strollers, what I would do to get one is I would call the local Goodwill Helping Hands and say, look, if one comes in, would you please call me so I can buy it? We need one desperately. And so I would go to like Helping Hands and Goodwill and ask that, say, hey, the other thing I would do, I know this is a little crazy, is I would call a couple of the largest churches in your area and say, look, we can't afford to buy a brand new one. We really need one. If any of your people have one for sale, could you just let us know? And sometimes that will take care of it. Oh, Marvin Perkins. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we like Marvin Perkins. So that might be an option there to get a double stroller, easier, faster, and a lot cheaper. Because I've seen them at thrift stores, like Goodwill. I've seen them at places like that. Good Samaritan is another one. I'm sure you have them there, but we have a Good Samaritan here. And I know that they will write down things and say, look, if we run across this, we can call you. So I know that for sure. But that might be the way to do it. I don't know. Or Jamie, and I know all of you men out there would love this. Just get two single strollers, put them side by side, get some zip ties and duct tape, and whammo, you got a double stroller. See, we just solved your problem, man. We get you a side by side stroller like that. A little duct tape, maybe a little Elmer's glue, some zip ties, and you're good to go. But I know those places do this. I do that. I know they've done it here. Because when I was teaching, we had a lot of single mothers through the Single Parent Scholarship Foundation. And same thing with the women's shelter. You could call a women's shelter and ask them the same thing. Look, we're willing to pay it. We don't have a lot of money. But if you run across one, the women's shelter. So we had a lot of women here in our region that came through the college classes, and I know we did this. Yep, a lot of Catholic churches around here. They do charity stuff. So they might do some calls. I know some of them donate beds for children. So they might, yeah, I'm telling you, it's worth beating the bush for. You know, it is. If we had one, we'd be happy to ship you one, but we don't have any babies. But I know it from personal experience that there are organizations that give those out that share all kinds of stuff that you can imagine. But there you go. See, you just never know what you're going to learn on this channel or somebody else's channel, right? We, we're going to bring my scooter, my little mobility scooter. So I don't know, Lorelai will bring hers, but yeah, you like that one, the women's shelter? Yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I do. And I don't think it's that big of a deal to them. I think they're used to these questions. You know, it's like I know there's programs out there to buy glasses for small children because I know a lot of times the state medical doesn't cover glasses or all of it. So I know there's a lot of that out there. But yeah, sometimes the best thing you guys can do in your life to solve a problem is to beat the bushes, right? You got to beat the bushes. When I would tell single girls, women at the college who are trying to restart their lives and go to college to get some education, to get a job, you know, you got to beat the bushes. You can't just jump into something, but buying cars the same way. We would I would tell them to reach out to the larger churches and offer to buy a car. And somebody in the congregation on 2 or 3 occasions said, I got this old 4-door Buick that we don't drive anymore. It's probably not worth $1,000, but I'll donate it, or you can give me $500. They'll claim it on their taxes, and there you go. The exchange rate is 61.57 pesos per dollar right now. I saw a news article about the peso the other day. I was looking for bottle warmers and wipe warmers. I didn't know they made wipe warmers. I don't think I know what the hell that is. I can imagine what a bottle warmer is. Do they even warm baby food anymore? Our friends that have a baby, they don't. I don't know. They have like it comes. They have, what do they do? They have like a little packet of something that they pour into a bottle and give the little kid. It's like a little packet, like ramen noodle seasoning or something, I think. Salvation Army is a good option, yes. Goodwill's a business, so don't forget that. They are a business. But Salvation Army is supposed to not be. Same thing with people like the Moose Lodge, the Masonic people, all of those, the Lions Club, things of that nature. They also have that. And then, of course, the other thing you can do is go on Facebook and look for mother groups in your area and reach out a little bit to the mothers group and ask for advice and or help, or somebody in the mothers group may go, we got you. We've been there, done that. We don't need it anymore. Ours are 2 years old, 3 years old, blah, 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 blah. So Facebook groups, I don't know about Marketplace, but groups would be another great avenue. It's the same strategy. I tell people about wanting to date Filipino women. You don't want to necessarily do the internet, but if you know people that know people, that's how you get things done. Ah, yes. I'm getting rid of the old Nissan Versa. Yes, it's going to make a little money. Good, good. And Tim is recommending the care organizations and or Facebook groups. Yeah, they do work. I'm just telling you. It really, really does work. The other thing, I don't know, you just got to beat the bushes. Look everywhere. People don't know until they know, right? But when we had a lot of female students coming through to the shelter program and on single parent scholarships, I know a lot of them, not a lot, but a fair amount of them ran through my program because they were going to be nurses, or they're going to do this, or they're going to do that, or they needed their OSHA cards, they needed this. So I had a lot of them work for me, so I know that all of these things are out there, but they gotta go after it. But a women's shelter, a battered women's shelter, is a really good resource for everything, and I mean everything. Lawyers, child support. God, they have resources for everything. Housing, they know their shit, or at least the one here did. They or does. I haven't heard from them in many thousands of years, but I know the group here really had their shit together, and they knew what they were doing. They had resources all over the community. Huh. Sadly, I just realized um, about 4 months ago, Walmart Walmart has all of their vendors living here, and they have all home offices. Sorry, not home offices, but they have to have offices in our town. The Craco company has a location here, and about once a year, all of these companies they have a big sale, So you got to get on this email. But now you're way, way far away. But they have them right here. And so it's like if you want rugs, Mohawk, the rug supplier for Walmart, once a year has a big giant parking lot sale, and you get $100 rug for $10. And we bought rugs there. But the baby people do it, the clothing people do it. That's a popular one, the children's clothing. The toys do it. Ah, there you go. Thankfully, our neighbor who's awesome, she's like a granny to the kids. Her daughter, who's my age, donated a big car seat. See, already switched Bruce over because he met the weight requirement. And that's important. That's the local church groups or town clerk offices, the city halls. Yeah, you just never know. Church, whether you're religious or not, the funny thing I think is church people like to feel good about themselves. So they like to help people. Now they may go get drunk and do heroin the night before church, but to make amends for it, they like to help the less unfortunate. Okay, car seats. The police department. Our local police departments do car seats. Believe it or not. I know Bentonville does. Two or three of our cities right around us, our police departments gives away free car seats that are donated by somebody. Brand new car seats. They teach you how to use the car seats. That's kind of the hitch. The feel good thing for the police department / fire department is they're teaching people how to use them, but they give you a car seat. So you might reach out and ask if they have those programs there. We have them here because it's advertised on TV once a year, once or twice a year. Yeah, and they may know where to go. Yes, Pregnancy Health Center. Already called them, and they don't do strollers and stuff like that. Yes, but remember, I always ask a follow-up question. Well, do you have any suggestions that might, get us down the road a little bit further? So I know you guys are in the know. This is y'all's world. You're kind and sweet and say, I recognize how busy and crazy you guys are and how great of a job you do. And do you have any suggestions on where I should go next? And maybe and you just, that's why being nice to people on the phone when you call them and Barbara answers the phone and Barbara's a little pissy. You say, well, hi, Barbara, how are you? Barbara, you know, just talk nice. Don't take the bait of them being angry. Thank them for everything they do. Say, oh, I couldn't have done this without you. Thank you so much for your information, Barbara. You're a lifesaver. And then you can say, oh, do you have any suggestions on where I could go next or who I might call, Barbara? And you always use their name. So if they tell you, when they tell your name, write their name down and repeat their name back to them. Because that makes the phone call more personal. Instead of saying, ma'am, just a little trick. Talk to people one on one. It takes the barrier down because now you're humanizing them. And you always introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Jamie. Barbara, thank you for taking my call. I have a little bit of an issue, and I was told that you guys really, really might be able to help me with this. So, wow, there you go. She's coming back over tomorrow to give me much more stuff, including like when they get a little bit older. Nice. See, you're building that relationship, that connection. And the other thing I'll tell you about winning friends and influencing people and all that good stuff, business stuff, is you recognize their leadership. Everybody wants to be puffed up. Barbara, I couldn't have done this without you. Whatever her name, you know what I mean. We can't tell you, and you emphasize you, not the group. We can't tell you. I mean, we can never express to you how much you're doing for us, how how much this means to me. You make that connection. Only one per family. Now you got a baby seat, a car seat. So now that you got a new car seat for Bruce, are you gonna like give away the old one, or are you gonna use that for the baby? You just kind of transition it over down the road, which is a smart thing to do. No, I understand that, and but you're doing good. You just got to keep it up and keep doing it and keep pushing. Keep asking. Nothing wrong with asking questions. 311, or is it 411 local help or information? Yeah, maybe. I didn't even know that 411 still existed, Tim. I haven't called 411 since I was probably a kid when we had push button and rotary dial phones, you know? Has anybody called information for anything in the last 20 years? Does that even exist anymore? Because now we just grab our smartphones and Google, right? Isn't Google 411? Maybe they should have called Google 411. I don't even know if that exists anymore. I really don't. That's an interesting one. But I'm telling you, don't overlook the fire department and or the police department in your region for car seats. And you can also talk to them about, safety in the home. Sometimes they'll give you a fire extinguisher, so that you have fire departments will give you free fire extinguishers, free smoke detectors, all kinds of shit. So First Alert gives it to them and they give it out to the community. Call it and find out. There you go. Yeah, I might have to do that tomorrow, Tim. 411. I probably get some overseas number. Oh, hello. Yes, I am Barbara from the Philippines. Yes, that's my Mexican name. I don't know if that's, you know. Hi, I'm Barbara. Yes, I live in India. Yes, we sell camels here. Now, I don't know, man. That's probably racist. But yeah, it can't hurt. But just understand that free stuff is free stuff. It's still paid by the government or donated, right? Whether it's a fire extinguisher, smoke detectors in your house, whatever it may be. I'm just telling you, it's all out there. You just got to look for it and hunt for it. The other thing to do, and I know you already know this, is we look at clearance items really well. We have an app on our phone that's called Walmart.com, Walmart app. And when we're at Walmart shopping, we see clearance items, we will scan them. So maybe something's $15 and now it says it's $7. Be careful, because if you got your phone, what you can do is scan it. And a lot of times that $7 is wrong. It's $1 or 50 cents. They just didn't bother to change the yellow sticker on it because the employees are lazy. And two, maybe the employees are hoarding it for themselves. So there's so many times that we have shipped clothing to the Philippines for kids and adults that we paid 50 cents on the dollar for at Walmart on clearance. Because we would go literally and scan it, and it pops up 50 cents or a dollar or $2. We just buy it all. And then we send it over. Church secretaries, absolutely. Absolutely. But we do that. It's kind of like, this, what do you call these things? Air fryer. We got this air fryer behind me for $20. It's a $200 air fryer because here's what happened at Walmart. A lot of people don't realize that the employees at Walmart are shifty. So Walmart always has one or two clearance sections. What the employees will do if they want something is they will discount the living shit out of it. They'll take it over to the clearance area. They will bury it so nobody can find it behind other boxes. And then one of their friends will come up and buy it. And we know this. So we know this because we live inside Walmart's home office. So what we do when we go to the clearance section, we move the big boxes out of the way to see what they hid behind there. And that's how we got a $200 convection, whatever they call these things, rotisserie thingy for air fryer for $20. You know, just saying, you just got to think about that. We got a deep fryer the other day. We don't need it. It's out in the garage in storage just in case we ever need it. That was like 75% off, so we went ahead and bought it even though we don't need it. That's one little tip you can do. You never know. My wife might be kind enough to go through all the extra clothing we have. We have some children's clothing. She said the other day that she thought, she didn't know for sure, that she might be able to bring up to you when we meet up in Branson. So she thought there was still some kid clothing there. I know we still have quite a few adult Razorback shirts that we picked up for pennies on the dollar, literally pennies on the dollar, a few years back. But they're adult shirts that we've sent to people and given them away. So that's something to think about there. But as we get closer to October, and we got to clean out our closets, and these are clothes for older kids. Lorelai will check through that and see what's going on in that. I don't know. I don't know that box. I leave it alone. That's kind of her thing. So, because she uses it a lot when she has friends that have babies, she goes ruffling through this box of kid stuff, toys and blankets and clothing. And we don't got to go buy something for her birthday because she's already got it stored. Food banks, yes. Hospital gift shops, okay. 5T to 6, okay, nice. Yes, there you go. So yeah, you just never know where it comes from, what it is. I mean, thinking of clothing, I'm getting ready. I'm gonna put a poll on my YouTube page. I'm gonna probably do it on Facebook too somehow. But I'm gonna do a poll, everybody. We're going on the cruise in October, right? So I'm gonna take pictures of 10 of my tropical shirts. I got 200 of them. I'm gonna take pictures individually and I'm gonna number them 1 through 10. And then I'm going to make a poll to where you guys can vote on, and I'll take the top 5 tropical shirts with me on my cruise. Boy, isn't that a big ego? Man, doesn't this old boy have an ego? So that way I can pare down what I'm going to take on the cruise ship. Lawson's in the house. Hey, it's all the way summer for me. That's right, you're out of school now. Congratulations. And I know you flew with flying colors. I got some new Callaway irons today. Woohoo! Time to go golfing. Outstanding. You guys have what's that golfing place? My wife just went there again. Top Golf. Do you have a Top Golf in your area where they go and hit the balls? Yes, we're going to try. We're going to be busy, I hope. We got a lot of stuff we're doing, man. We got a lot of irons in the fire. I realized today I got so many things, little things going on. I literally had to stop and make notes to make sure I don't miss all of my, all these little things that I need to do. A lot of it's YouTube related, a lot of it's house related, so I got a lot to do. Gothic, Cologne, Germany. Yeah, go Gothic in Cologne, Germany. There you go. Gothic's cool style. We have one in Memphis. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm sure you have one down in Memphis. I didn't know if you guys were big enough to have one of those Top Golfs. But I'm a positive there's one in. Oh yeah, there's one in St. Louis. I can promise you that. Rick says yes. Hello to you. Everybody subscribe. Lawson has a YouTube channel too, by the way. Lawson's a very fine, outstanding young man. He's going to become president of the United States one day if he so chooses to be. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on. I'm really excited because my dog is getting a gift. I tell you guys this, I know Tim knows, but I got an email today that from a pet company that says, look, we saw your videos on your fat little dog, your crippled little fat dog. We saw some videos, and we'd really like to send you a free gift for your dog. So I said, okay. So I'm going to do a video about that when it comes in here soon. I don't know when it's coming, but they're sending our puppy a free gift. So that's kind of exciting. Yes, I've researched the cathedral before. It is in Gothic style. So it's a very cool place, but it's also a long drive for some of us. Saying hello back to you, Rick. So yes, but Gothic, a lot of people think Goth is all about devil worship and all this other crap, and it's not. So the people that wear Goth, some of it's pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of a sister or brother to steampunk style. And I'm a big, big fan of steampunk. I really like steampunk. Goth was never my thing, but I do think it's kind of cool. But I'm more of a steampunk person. But I know what you mean by the cathedral there in Germany. I do. I know what you mean. It is a beautiful building. That's I don't know if we're going to get to see any architecture on the cruise. And I haven't. I've been working on our excursions today, but I haven't made up any decisions. That's another thing on my to-do list. I got to nail down the excursions we're going to be taking on the cruise. Man, a lot of things, a lot of things. I made some cool little attachments for my new scooter. I need to find a little bit of a shock absorber for my camera. Man, I got a lot of little things. I got some videos I got to make. We got a lot going. I have a lot going on. I got to get the bathroom finished, the house, flooded house part. So I got one or two more videos that's going to be done in that viral series about how my house got flooded and the drama I'm having 2 months later getting it fixed. It's not that long, just a 7-hour flight. Yes, 7 hours, not that bad. We've traveled many, many, many more hours to go around halfway around the globe. So yes, we have traveled many hours to go halfway around the globe. So 7 isn't that bad. It's really not. Our flight to Miami is about 2 hours, 2 hours or less. We're staying down at the riverfront, going to do some vlogging down in Miami. We're going to go see if we can find the crew from Miami Vice, or we're going to go look for the bad boys and see if we can find the bad boys. Bad boys, what you going to do when they come for you, bad boys? So, globe trotter you are. Sometimes, if we had the money, we would. If we had the money and somebody to babysit our dog, yes, we would be everywhere. We would travel 1 or 2 weeks out of each month. I also won a tournament today, outstanding, in my video game, which isn't that interesting, but it was my first one I won. Okay, now look. Here's some strategy for you. When you got good news, never tear it down at the end, I also won a tournament today, woohoo! Well, it really wasn't that interesting. Don't do that. It's kind of like the same thing that I have a problem with when people say, thank you. Or I don't know, when they say kind words to me, I don't like kind words. So, but you got to realize you don't want to tear their kindness down, right? So if somebody says, oh, you're so very kind, thank you, just say, well, thank you. I'm just glad I could help, whatever, say something. And say, no, I'm not, or just don't blow it off. So don't end a positive with a negative. When you got something positive, you got to keep it positive. Well, we would do both. If we had the money, we would come back to our dream beach house for 2 weeks out of the year or something like that. You know what I mean? So why can't we do both? If somebody would donate some money to me, so I could do this, I would do it. I'm telling you. We would take the world around the world cruise and without question. We would go, my God, Australia, New Zealand. Oh God, there's so many places in the United States we haven't seen, but around the world. And the world is so fascinating. If you can afford it, man, you got to pack your bags and travel. But come back home to a beautiful beach house, yes, that would be good also. So just keep that in mind, Lawson. You know, you got a positive, leave it on a positive. If somebody says, man, thank you, you just say, well, you're more than welcome. You know, somebody says, well, you did a really good job. Not a big deal. See, not saying, when somebody says, you know, you did a really good job, not a big deal. Well, you just took their positive and slapped it into a negative. Just say thank you and walk off, and walk on. I have a real problem with that because I don't like to be complimented, you know, because it just happens too much. You know, people are always throwing compliments my way and it drives me crazy. So I don't like it. No. But you get what I mean? Tim says 102, 39 Celsius, 10 a.m. Woohoo! You better get your fried egg out or get your egg out and put it out there and see if you can fry it up. Get some frying going on your egg. So, well, let's see. We got the egg salad made, right? We got the new waffle. We got banana almond waffle mix made, egg salad made. I got mung beans soaking because we're making mung bean and pork neck soup tomorrow. I know what Tim, with coconut cream. I know Tim knows that dish, and from the Philippines tomorrow. I don't think I did any damage to the house today. Just going over my list. I got a bunch of things done in the office. We're doing good. Thanks for the direct and don't settle for a beach house again. Okay. I won't settle for a beach house. I'm not doing that. I want the beach house and the travel and the nice cars. Just saying. Yeah. If you're going to have a beach house, you need to have nice cars, right? And more fishing equipment. If I'm going to live on live on the water, and I don't want to live on the beach. I want to live on the water so I can have a boat in my backyard. So I need a boat in the backyard. So not only do I need the house, I need the boat, the cars, and the travel. But the story is this. My only mission in life is to try to buy my wife a house. My poor Filipina from the Philippines, I just want her to have a house. That's my goal. That's why I do this. But nobody bites, apparently. Nobody thinks my wife deserves a house. But yet, on the internet, people are giving other people houses. It's not me. I don't understand. Nobody will give me one. So, all right. So it's Wednesday night, therapy night. Thank you all for being here. We're gonna do therapy next Wednesday again. We'll have fun with it as always. But maybe we'll go fishing next Thursday. I don't know. Next Wednesday, depending on the weather. If the weather blows out, if it's supposed to rain here for the next week, maybe we'll get to go fishing and have some good time there. But let me thank you all for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up if you haven't done it. Remember to tell everybody in your whole entire world about my YouTube channel so we can get over 1 million views. We're up over 800,000 views. And I'm trying to get to 1 million views by the end of the year. So if you want to go and watch my my playlist called Viral Shorts, there's 200 or 300 videos in that, and that would give me 200 or 300 views. Appreciate that. Tim, my friend, Wesley, my friend, Lawson, my friend, who else? Jamie, everybody else, Dennis, all here, all you wonderful, outstanding people. AJ, good to see him back. Hope he's doing well. Didn't see Pat tonight. I'll have to call Pat and see how he's doing. Rick in the house. Good to have Rick back in the house. He's now blue. So you guys subscribe to each other's channels, shout out each other, and do all that good stuff. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. Even if you're from Germany, we appreciate you. See you later. Take care. All right, guys, it's time for me to get off of here. It's after 9 o'clock, and more to do. Oh, I gotta go there. I gotta turn you off over here.